Good morning. Today is the rare day that I have the entire day to work on my PA stuff. Apart from going to the gym later, that's all I have going on. Had a bit of a late night last night, so I got a late start today. It's about 12:14 p.m. Just had my lunch / breakfast, which was a protein smoothie, and now I'm drinking my lemon detox water. I have a few projects in the studio here that I would not mind getting going today. Stuff that I could easily accomplish without actually having to leave here. So I might do some of those and do a little stop motion or something to share on the next stream, whatnot. But for the time being, as you might recall, in the last stream, I was working on some animations and ran 2 of those off last night, so we can look at those today and see how that has went. And all I really need to do is switch around my windows so that you guys can be looking at Premiere Pro with me, if it works. Right now it's not showing the picture, so let's see what's up. Looks like my dedicated window is not working. Got to figure out why that is. Premiere Pro. There we go. All right, now I can go to the dedicated window. You don't have to look at my silly face. But first I have to do some scaling. Here we go. I don't know why OBS sometimes reassigns the sort of how you have your scaling setup of your windows. But anyway, without further ado. So this is the one that you saw me building last night. I've already taken the liberty of duping the animation, reversing it to make it twice as long. This is a little trick you can get away with once in a while, not too often. Now that's not the permanent sound because I wanted to, I don't want to have the horses in the horse, but yeah, the general London sound effects. So let's see, the last thing that I rendered was steps. So we want to see how this went. Kind of excited to see this. Wait, that's what I just rendered, sorry. Or was it? Let me see here. New sequence from clip. Oh yeah, that's the one I just showed you. Sorry about that. Clear. So I re-rendered the main you devil. Called it no prayers. There we go. Redid the camera for a smoother camera on the initial. Actually, you know what? I can kind of go back to here and just cut that version out and call it no prayers. It should match up perfectly, and I won't have to redo my sound effects. I may have to reposition some of them. Okay, so now this is interesting. I rendered this larger because I wanted to use a 50-second render time, forcing a 50-second render time in DAZ Studio. So to counteract any fuzzies, I actually made it larger. And it's easy, you can just scale it down. And now it's almost like, look how clear this is. I'm rendering at 4K, but displaying it like at 1.9K, and it looks pretty darn good. So.
You devil.
Now that little drag is just having to assemble it sort of on the fly. Actually, let me just go ahead and see if the timing is right, and I'll make this off.
You would say anything but your prayers.
So right here is our blade. Wait. Yeah, I just hate how quick it ends. I wish it was lingering here, and I might go back and add a little movement where she sort of turns her head and looks the other way or something. I don't know. But I can do that without re-rendering this entire sequence. So yeah, that could just something I could just add on if I did it the right way. But let's do let's render this and see how it goes. Always match your sequence settings. Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget my son. Just going to call this one No Prayers. So I might want to do this without the ambient, so I can link them all together and have the ambient sort of stream across, all the clips. In fact, I know I need to do that, so I'm going to turn that ambient track off and re-render this. And that way they go together. I'll just save that for now. We can do that later. And we'll go here. And we'll open.
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
So I like this a lot. The one thing that bothers me, and
You
I think I'm
devil.
just going to have to live with it, is this
You would
weird
say
window
anything but your
situation going on.
prayers.
I don't know what's causing that.
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
Great feature of the little knife, though, of the weapon, which is a kind of an add-on to this product. It could be a standalone product, and I like the idea of having that. Reveal and sequence. I'm just call this assembly. So I have some ideas for how I want this little promotional clip to go. Here's this. I don't want to add that on this. Call this one. Standing guard. Okay, now we can dispense with this. Actually, I mean not dispense with all that. Now we can just, here we go. And then I'm going to render this with no ambient. And no prayers, no ambient. Okay, almost there. 12 seconds. I know you guys. So I'll just show you here. You can only see this when I'm in my one overview showing the entire desktop. If I'm showing the program dedicated, you don't see those little pop-ups. So that sort of sucks, but just a limitation of OBS. Sorry about all the coughing. It's weird. My granddaughter had a little cold a couple weeks ago and sneezed in my face a couple times. I've literally not been sick, but I've had this little congested situation going on here. It doesn't bother me, but it does make me clear my throat a lot. Okay, so now go back to assembly, and I'm just going to pull in the two clips that say no ambient and pre-renders. I'm all about the pre-render folders because let's say that something happens later on. I want to re-edit this, and I've don't have some of my plugins installed or whatever. It's a different machine. It's no big deal because I basically have rendered out all those things that the plugins would do. Then I can do something like this. So move that down. And no ambient. Standing guard, no ambient. So the ambient comes from this, where I'd put any music and any ambient stuff I wanted, you know. And then you just kind of run it together.
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
I don't like that horse is there, but that's just the state of things. It's a very, very long track, so there might be a place that I could find that has no horses, which would be desirable.
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
I just noticed this craziness right here on the sleeve. No idea what's causing that. Artifact. I'm going to carry on with that clip because I'm going to do stuff to sort of make that less noticeable. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to retrograde great body of clips that I subscribe to for about $600 a year. We can do a lot of stuff. This is better than shooting it on the old stuff in the old way because you can change the stuff you don't like about the look. You can turn them off, so that's pretty cool. Not a fan of the cutout edge. Looks like a mistake. So yeah, color treatment. A little bit of blur will hide some of these things.
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
Once I have my look, I just copy it over to the next piece, so on and so forth. Which I'm not going to go with a black and white look at all, but...
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
And... tight right there. Now, so far, the feedback from Daz has been virtually non-existent on doing these extra little clips. In fact, the only product that that I've submitted with one of these clips, they elected to just broker for me, not buy out. So apparently it made no impact, but I think it's cool. And we'll see, you know, when that product actually gets released, if it has any impact. Hopefully it does. Just kind of like, I want to show, especially with the HDRs, I want to show how you might be able to use the product. Now, this it's very obvious how you would use this product, but like an HDR, you could really spark the imagination, so to speak. And you can very easily turn this noir stuff off. For now, I'm going to leave it off just as a look that I liked. And it takes a hot minute to build up any time, so like 10 seconds is not long. Don't want to put too awful much time onto this because, you know, there's submission work to be done today, submitting these products, but I might do one more render overnight and see if I can come up with a couple more shots that would make this, I can actually pretty easily do that without interfering with anything else that's happening here. Just kind of get my looks. What they call an establishing shot.
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
Now here, let's just call this, I'm going to change the scene name because I want to make some changes. You devil long. I just want to have them in that embrace, but I don't want to have her arm weapon launch. To make these look good, you really have to move slow, and that's kind of the hard part because slow equals long, long render times. You know, you're thinking 30 frames per second, or at least 23 frames per second. And yeah, slow equals long render times, unfortunately. Let's see here if we can make that a little more viewable. Yeah, I don't know what's causing it to reframe like this. Bizarre. Okay, hopefully you can see this. All right, so gonna work on an opening shot. I had this idea. I really want a werewolf in this. I want like this guy to be sort of shown as a protector type character, even though really the design is for him to be Jack the Ripper. But you know, I want a positive, want kind of a positive little skit here going on. All right, so go back. We're going to add in our right sleeve weapon again. Actually, I can close this out for a moment. Go into content library. Jump down. And have her. Yeah, I have a couple of sort of like putting up some sound padding and setting up one of my backdrop areas project I'm going to do today. And I could let something like this render for a few hours. I just have to calculate the timing of it so that I don't set it up to render for 6 hours. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Steam J. We want the right. So deleting that and re-adding it just means that I don't have any keyframes in it. It's a lot quicker than individually removing all those keyframes so it doesn't open, right? Well, she still has her little shuffle move. I'm going to go to audio just because I don't want to hear this audio over and over and over because I know it's not in this shot. So now I can start to look at the scene as like a different shot. You know, the guy's movement is just kind of, you know, incidental. Like he's holding her in an embrace and she's sort of talking to him, which is fine. That works fine for this shot. So, thinking, really, I mean, like to have a nice slow pan, it would be like 300 frames, which is long. But right now we've got 209. That's where the movement is already set up. And actually, I think it sort of ends right about there, which is 196. Oh no, actually you can do 209. Okay. So what I can do is I can call this long camera, new camera, long cam. Active. Obviously not going to have any light on this camera. Off on that. Okay. Now we can go here. Actually, for now, I'm going to leave the light on just to make it easier to set up. So think about the shot that I want. I think it kind of would give it a bit of a, if I establish some of this underworld sort of aspect of it. If I started here, that's going to be too fast, so I don't want it to be. I want it to be moving too fast. Okay, this is getting in the ballpark right here. So got the camera. Make sure there's a keyframe on it. And the important part, because I want a long, slow movement, is I just need one keyframe at the other end. So now I'm going to go to the other end. And of course it has where it was before, no big deal. Just going to go ahead and put it where I want it to be. And another thing, if I wanted this to just show exactly where it had been, all I got to do is expand this out. I'm talking like I know something about animation. I really don't. Animation in Death Studio to me is not super intuitive. Having been a professional at Flash for a long time, doing marketing type animations. So if I actually it's here that I want to be. So if I come out here and I grab these and just delete that keyframe. There we go. Okay, that's cool. That's what I needed right there. So that just puts me right where the first shot is, and now I can actually just, I want to do a slight push in, and I want to animate up. So it's up and over, and then an ever so slight push in. Right, I wouldn't mind a steam field was kind of in the corner of that shot. Let's see, so I could also do a little gyroscopic twist here. Make it a bit of a Dutch tilt. I don't know if the Dutch actually invented this, but they get credit for it. Sure, some cinematographer. Okay, yeah, there we go. So then looking back here, oh yeah. So it makes a shot sinister if you put a tilt on it like that. Or, boy, that's just way too fast. Way too fast. So, how can I fix this? Way too fast, way too fast. Don't want that kind of camera movement. So we can go back. Let's see, undo style, play range. I guess I can go back here, delete that keyframe again. Or actually, what I could do is I could delete this keyframe. Yeah, that's what I could do. If that's where I want to end up. Okay. How about this? I'm not in love with that, but that might be okay. I'm going to leave that for now. Just save that. I got another shorter shot in mind and a cheat for an establishing shot that I think I can pull off. I think I can do this with a single render. I like this clock. I'm going to zoom in here to the clock. Some sort of a sound effect. Dong, dong. And just a static render might be cool. I know that's going to look good. Let me make a new camera. Oh yeah, that's tight. That is tight and an imposing little angle. this will tie into that other cut really nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me just call it clock cam, and so I can turn the perspective view camera always has a headlamp on. And headlamps suck for realism because, you know, I mean, in the world we don't walk around with headlamps on our head. It's not how we perceive the world, right? So I can get a little more tricky with the the depth of field if I want. Although I don't really think I need to in this case. I do want to turn off the headlamp off. Switch to this and see how this looks. And see how that's going to look. Put it on clock cam. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. That's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to make a single render, a still render. Very, very large. And call this clock cam. Jack and Jane, Jack and Jane. Clock cam. That should be fine. So you guys can see the lovely old render time. Yes, I'm looking at what I got to do today. It's a mess, man. It's a mess, but it's not that much of a mess. I set up a PC in a spot that I think I'm going to ultimately use as a backdrop. So I have to move all the two PCs off of the desk, move the desk, and put up some sound dampening material that I wanted to have as part of my backdrop, because I sometimes sit in front of the webcam and play acoustic sharing with my bandmates arrangements and things of that nature, and it would have a double effect in that it would be cool looking and also prevent bounce when I'm doing like a dry recording. So I think that would be really, really neat. There we go. Yep, we got this going on. Let's see. Just let that render for about a 2-minute time frame. Pop over to Daz to see what's up today. I got to get heads down on some submissions, and unfortunately, because I can't show you guys the interface, I actually ended up having to edit a stream yesterday because I accidentally switched over to it. I'll have to do that. You know, I won't do that on the stream, but that is a big part of my plans for the day as well. Let's see here. 2 minutes. It's taking a very long time. I guess I'm at 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Now it's supposed to be limited to 100 seconds. I'm sorry, 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes, 13 seconds. So that limitation is not working. It's probably because I got a lot of fall off in that scene with the lights and stuff. But we want that shot to be really hi-fi because I'm going to use it. I'm going to resize it as part of the camera move, and so it's important that it look great. Not having any little fireflies in it, so to speak. So looking over here at Daz Studio, boy, is my internet running slow right now. I don't know why. Modular sci-fi interior. Now I gotta get my spending under control. Daz has some cool stuff coming out. I'm a big fan of the fast grab, and I will take advantage of that bad boy when there's stuff that's in the old wish list. Nothing today. I want to experiment with a product called Daz Movie Maker, where backdrops are sort of, the best way I can describe it is say the environments are pre-rendered, I guess, as HDRI somehow, and it correlates with the locked-off camera. It's pretty cool. I've never actually used it because it didn't support iRay, but I don't know. I need to get into that. I bought a bunch of them up just to see. Damn, you select a starter bundle for $5. 10 bucks with coupon. Select starter bundles. Man, some of these, if you got $100 in your pocket and you're in the right place at the right time, you can get some amazing deals on some of these bundles. You just kind of have to, be needing a bundle that happens to be on sale, I guess. BYOB. Oh, I've got all this stuff, unfortunately. Yes, man. That's the thing about being a long-time customer is you have, build your own. I always get into what? Build your own bundle? You grab 8 items for 70% off? Oh, man, I'm going to do that for $2.99 for 8 items. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sharing my desktop. Let me do that because our render is still running. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. I'm at 4 minutes. I can stop that render anytime, but I'm going to let it run because it needs to be really high def. So 8 items for, I don't know, I'll let you 3 items. I'm more into the, let's go high to low. Okay. Hello? Hello? Yeah, but you'd probably need to call her on her line or on the store. She uses my phone all the time. Hold on a second, I'll give you her line. 1 second. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Is she at work?
She is.
Are y'all at work? Okay, yeah, let me talk to her real quick then. I just want to make sure she's there first. I was trying to call the other phone and it was busy.
Are you about to come over?
Yeah, honestly, if you want to relay a message, I'm really sorry to be this person, but we got tied up at Marienco's and I'm supposed to be back at work in like 10 minutes. Can you have her make me a medium caffeinator and I'm going to swing by and grab it?
I will text her the message. Who's this for again?
Wesley.
Okay. If she doesn't get it, don't be angry at me because they might be really busy, but I will text her that. Make Wesley a medium caffeinator.
What?
Wesley called. She wants a medium caffeinator. She's in a hurry.
Okay.
Bye. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just realized something really cool has arrived, and I need to go pull it out and show you guys what it is. I'm going to switch back here real quick and run and get that. Gosh, we're at 7 minutes, so hang tight, and I'll be right back with something cool. Ugh. Okay. Our render's still running. I just got in the mail. I don't know if you guys can see who this is from, but this right here says Composite Effects. I don't know if y'all know who Composite Effects is. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But they make the world's best silicone masks. And we are preparing for a film project where one of the main characters is the devil himself. No, not Joe Biden. The actual devil. Very expensive props here that we took a big part of our budget to get. But anyway, you have to wait 6 weeks for these. Care and instructions. I'm going to be reading that thoroughly. And I'm going to make a bigger video on this later. And we're going to just kind of. So it's a Belial Demon silicone mask in Belial Red. Gloves, Belial Red. Free shipping. I'm not going to tell you how much it was because I'm embarrassed I paid that much, but I digress. If ever a mask were worth this price, this is it. They did a fantastic job of packing. Wish I could show you this. Oh, these feel amazing. Let's go over to the webcam just for a second. These feel incredible. Wow. I mean, the gloves feel incredible. I've had some silicone gloves, but nothing like this. I'm just going to give you a little taste. Just a little taste. Oh, man. I need some baby powder. I hate to even put this on. I'm not going to put it on without baby powder, but let me just show you this. What? Are you kidding me? Look at that detail. Yeah. That feels expensive. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go get baby powder before I even try these on because they are just too amazing. And just the feeling of them. It's just quality. I don't know what to tell you. Nothing has prepared me for how good this feels compared to like the silicone masks I've had in the past. So we got those gloves. And the mask itself, I'm not going to take it off the bust right now because I'm going to do a big unveiling video later. But I will share it with you guys, just a little peeky peek. Now it comes on a bust for storage, which is great. And I'm going to just pull the whole thing out, give you a little bit of a prelude to the awesome. Look at that. The detail is absolutely incredible. Just it feels expensive. Anywho, you'll have to watch the movie to see the rest. Not kidding. I'll put a proper unveiling, unpackaging unveiling on this channel a little bit later. Because that's going to be something I need to take some time with and set some cameras up for. But pretty freaking awesome. If I do say so myself, well worth the money, and it's going to look fantastic in our film. Well, I'm at the 13-minute mark on that render, and that's about as long as I let renders go usually. Not quite sure why force render quality didn't stop the render earlier, but it's probably just trying to do what it can to look amazing. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel on this. Checking our live stream situation. We're probably heavily caching right now. No big deal. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So, Dash Studio. Now, I have been encountering a situation where Dash Studio is taking a long time to let go of a single rendered image. Sometimes if the image is more involved, so that's a little concerning to me. I don't know what's causing that. Okay, we finally let go, so I'm back in Premiere right now, and I'll show you how I'm going to use the shot. Go back and import that image that we just rendered. Hopefully it looks great. Okay, so stills. Alright, so we're just going to, ooh, it's much more speckly than I thought. I don't know why, really, because, yeah, it's odd. Has to do with the fact that I'm probably not showing it, you know, the full size. So let's see here. Let's go make a. I think actually this has to do with the preview of it. We'll see if it renders like this, because see, it kind of does that once it clicks in. So we'll go with a scale. We'll animate scale and position to 27 rotation, and then we'll just go all the way to the end. Make sure that's the last one, and we'll. Let's see if we want to zoom out. We'll go 35. Oh no, we want to go the other way. 20. So then that moves something like this. I don't think we can use that much of the shot. Okay, so just for happiness sake, let's grab all this. Chunk, 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 chunk. Grab this. I can trim it later. And actually what we can do is bring this up here, kind of cross, do a nice little crossfade. Okay, so okay, what I'm going to do, just do a preliminary render so we can see how that's going to actually render. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to actually make an animation of it, which would suck, but cross dissolve. There we go, audio. Just export this. And I'm waiting on the export to come up. It doesn't like incorporating such a large image, sometimes I have noticed. Come on. Shimon, Shimon, Shimon. Export, please. There we go. Match. Settings. It confuses the preview renderer. I know that's what's happening here. And I'll just call this test assembly. I'll tell you one thing, Premiere 2020, you cannot overwrite a previously named file. You'll run into all kinds of permission issues, and so I would just recommend naming stuff preliminary names until you're ready to actually run it. So let's see what's up here. All right, so we'll do this.
You devil.
That worked just like I
You
thought it
would
would.
say anything but your prayers.
Watch it one more time.
You devil. You would say anything but your prayers.
I could have that character saying something if I wanted. Obviously the mask makes it, removes the need for animating the actual speech. So, okay, I think that is a good place to think about another shot entirely. Let's see how long our stream has been. We've hit about 49 minutes. That's fine. I think what I'm going to do, because I have some things I need to get done, and I'm going to shift over to the idea of creating another render, or I should say rendering another sequence. Or maybe I should just drop this and come back to it a bit later today. Choices, choices, choices. So we had that long cam render. I don't know if that was nice enough. Just got a feeling that I can do better. It's kind of bothered me. Let's go back. Let's try another approach, not having the camera really move at all, kind of like I did here. Establishing shots are cool, especially when this is kind of a little angle here. So I don't know, that transition worked just fine. Could do an OTS shot. Well, that angle's not going to work as good. Really quickly could become a promo for Steam Streets. He's probably going to tell from the fact that he's not actually looking at her. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. All right, let's leave this be. We're ready to break away and do some other work. I got to get some things submitted, so I'm gonna probably just end the stream right here. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more good stuff soon.